Let me ask you something. When was the last time you ate rice, potatoes, or bread without feeling guilty about it? If you have high blood sugar or diabetes, chances are someone told you to avoid these foods completely. And maybe you've been trying to do exactly that. But here's what I want you to know today. You may not have to give them up at all. I'm Dr. James, and this is Senior Vitality Secrets. Here's something most doctors never mention. There's a simple kitchen trick that can change the way your body processes starchy foods. It costs nothing, it requires no special ingredients, and it works with food you already eat every day. It's called the resistant starch method. Here's how it works. When you cook starchy food like rice, potatoes, or pasta and eat it hot and fresh, your body breaks it down very quickly. That means glucose rushes into your bloodstream fast, and fast means a sharp blood sugar spike. But when you cook that same food, let it cool in the refrigerator for 12 to 24 hours and then reheat it before eating, something remarkable happens inside that food. The starch changes its structure. It becomes harder for your body to digest quickly. Scientists call this process retrogradation. You can simply call it a game changer. Studies show this method can increase resistant starch content by up to 200%. In people with type 2 diabetes, the insulin response after eating can drop by 40 to 50%. Even basic boiled potatoes can produce over 20% lower blood sugar levels when prepared this way. Same food, same portion, completely different response in your body. And if you want to take it even further, add foods that are naturally rich in resistant starch to your weekly meals. Lentils, chickpeas, black beans, green peas, barley, and steel-cut oats are all excellent choices. Easy to find, easy to prepare, and genuinely powerful for blood sugar control. So, starting tonight, try this. Cook your rice or potatoes. Let them cool overnight in the fridge. Reheat them tomorrow. That one small habit could make a real difference in how your blood sugar behaves after every meal. Here is something worth thinking about. The foods you eat alongside your carbohydrates can matter just as much as the carbohydrates themselves. I'm Dr. James, and today on Senior Vitality Secrets, I want to share a strategy that is simple, practical, and backed by solid science. It's called the food pairing principle. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Most of us don't eat plain rice or bread on its own. We naturally build a plate with multiple foods. And that's actually a very good thing, as long as you know what to combine. Let's start with protein. Research shows that when you add 25 to 30 grams of protein to a meal that contains carbohydrates, blood sugar spikes can drop by as much as 50% in healthy adults. In people living with type 2 diabetes, that number can reach 60%. That is a dramatic reduction from something as simple as adding eggs, grilled fish, chicken, or beans to your plate. Now let's talk about healthy fats. For years, seniors were told to avoid fat. But the science has moved on. Healthy fats, the kind found in avocado, olive oil, nuts, and fatty fish, actually slow down your digestion. And when digestion slows down, glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. No sharp spike, no energy crash an hour later. Just a steady, manageable rise that your body can handle comfortably. Healthy fats also help your cells respond better to insulin, which is exactly what you want when managing blood sugar long term. So here is the practical advice. Never eat starchy foods alone. Every time you sit down to a meal with bread, rice, or potatoes, make sure protein and healthy fat are already on that plate. Build your meal around them. Let the carbohydrates be a part of the meal, not the whole meal. Small adjustments like this one don't feel like sacrifice. They feel like smart eating, and over time, they add up to real, measurable improvements in your health. You have more control than you think. And it starts with what you put on your plate today. If this was helpful, subscribe to Senior Vitality Secrets for more practical health guidance made specifically for you. There's a concept that diabetes educators talk about, but most people never hear. They call it naked carbohydrates. And it simply means this: eating carbohydrates alone is one of the worst things you can do for your blood sugar. I'm Dr. James, and welcome back to Senior Vitality Secrets. Here's what I mean. When you eat a bowl of plain rice with nothing else, your blood sugar rises quickly and sharply. But when you add beans, a drizzle of olive oil, and some grilled chicken to that same bowl of rice, your body processes it in a completely different way. The glucose enters your bloodstream slowly, the spike is smaller, and your energy stays more stable throughout the day. The same is true for potatoes. On their own, they can send your blood sugar climbing fast, but pair them with a protein source or some healthy fat, and the effect becomes far more gentle and manageable. Now, here's something even fewer people know about: acidity. Adding something as simple as vinegar, lemon juice, or lime juice to your meals can make a real difference in how your body handles starch. These natural acids slow down the enzymes that break starch into glucose. That means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually, and the spike is smaller. And vinegar in particular has another benefit. The acetic acid it contains helps your muscles absorb glucose more efficiently and reduces the amount of sugar your liver releases into your blood. The result is a calmer, more controlled blood sugar response after every meal. So, the next time you sit down to eat, ask yourself two simple questions. Am I eating my carbohydrates alone? And have I added something acidic to this meal? Those two small adjustments can change everything. What if I told you that the order in which you eat your food could reduce your blood sugar spike by up to 70%, without changing a single ingredient, without reducing your portion size, just by rearranging the sequence of your meal? I'm Dr. James, and this is one of the most practical strategies I share at Senior Vitality Secrets. Here's how it works. Most people start their meal with bread juice or rice, and within 30 to 45 minutes, their blood sugar spikes sharply. But if you begin with vegetables and protein first, wait about 10 minutes, and then eat your carbohydrates, your body handles the glucose in a far more controlled way. This is especially important when you eat out. Restaurants often bring bread or chips to your table before anything else. The smarter move is to skip that, start with your salad, eat your protein, and save the carbohydrates for last. Small habit, powerful result. Now let's talk about what happens after your meal, because what you do in those first 30 minutes matters more than most people realize. A simple 10-minute walk after eating can significantly lower your post-meal blood sugar. Your leg muscles in particular are incredibly efficient at pulling glucose out of your bloodstream, and the remarkable thing is that this works even without intense exercise. Walking around the block, doing the dishes, climbing a few stairs, even light housework counts. For the best effect, try to move within 15 to 30 minutes after finishing your meal. That's the window when your blood sugar is naturally rising, and that's exactly when your muscles can do the most good. 2 habits. Eat in the right order, move after your meal. Start with just one of them this week and notice the difference. Here is something that surprises most people when they first hear it. The exact same meal can affect your blood sugar very differently depending on what time of day you eat it. I'm Dr. James, and at Senior Vitality Secrets, this is one of the most important principles I teach. Your body follows a natural internal clock. In the morning and through the early afternoon, your cells are more responsive to insulin. Your metabolism is running efficiently. Your body is well equipped to handle carbohydrates, but by evening, things shift. Insulin sensitivity drops. Your pancreas becomes less efficient, and hormones like melatonin, which help you prepare for sleep, actually reduce how much insulin your body releases. The result is that the same plate of rice you ate at noon will hit your blood sugar much harder at 9 in the evening. The practical takeaway is straightforward. Eat your largest carbohydrate-rich meals earlier in the day. Keep dinner lighter, and try to finish eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed. Now let's talk about the quality of the carbohydrates themselves, because not all carbs are created equal. Think of it this way. Refined carbohydrates like white bread, sugary cereals, and pastries are like dry paper in a fire. They burn fast, they burn hot, and they're gone in an instant. That's what happens in your bloodstream, a rapid flood of glucose. Whole carbohydrates are more like a log on that fire. They burn slowly, steadily, and give off heat for a long time. That steady release is exactly what your blood sugar needs. So, when you can, choose sourdough or sprouted grain bread over white bread. Choose brown, black, or wild rice over white rice. Choose sweet potatoes over regular russet potatoes. Choose steel-cut oats over instant oatmeal. These are simple swaps. But over time, they add up to a profoundly different impact on your blood sugar, your energy, and your long-term health. What if one of the most powerful tools for managing your blood sugar was already sitting in your kitchen cabinet? I'm Dr. James, and today on Senior Vitality Secrets, I want to talk about something that often gets overlooked because it sounds too simple. Vinegar. Now I know what you might be thinking. Vinegar? Really? But stay with me, because the research behind this is genuinely impressive. The active compound in vinegar is called acetic acid, and it works on your blood sugar through several different mechanisms at once. First, it slows down the enzymes that break starch into glucose during digestion. Second, it reduces the speed at which food leaves your stomach, which means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually. And third, it helps your muscle cells absorb glucose more efficiently, reducing how high your blood sugar climbs after a meal. Studies show that taking just 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar before a carbohydrate-rich meal can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by 20 to 35%. That is a meaningful impact from something completely natural and inexpensive. But there's more. Your liver plays a major role in blood sugar control. In people with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, the liver often releases too much glucose, especially overnight. Research suggests that taking 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before bed may help bring down fasting blood sugar levels the following morning. Here is how to use it properly. Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar or red wine vinegar into a large glass of water. Drink it 10 to 15 minutes before a meal that contains carbohydrates. You can also use vinegar in your salad dressings, marinades, or drizzled over roasted vegetables. One important caution: never drink vinegar undiluted. Always mix it with water first to protect your tooth enamel and throat. And here is a bonus you may not expect. Vinegar also increases how full you feel after eating. Some studies suggest it can boost satiety by up to 55%, helping you naturally eat a little less without feeling deprived. 1 tablespoon, a glass of water, 10 minutes before your meal, that is all it takes to get started. Everything we've covered across this series comes down to one simple truth. Managing your blood sugar is not about restriction. It is about strategy. I'm Dr. James, and this is your complete, practical action plan from Senior Vitality Secrets. Let's go through it step by step. Before your meals, mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar into a large glass of water and drink it about 10 to 15 minutes before eating. This one habit alone helps slow carbohydrate digestion and improves your body's response to insulin. When you prepare your food, cook your rice, potatoes, or pasta the night before whenever you can. Let them cool in the refrigerator overnight, then reheat them before eating. This increases resistant starch and can reduce glucose spikes by 40 to 50%. Same food. Completely different effect on your body. When you build your plate, never eat carbohydrates alone. Always combine them with protein, healthy fats, and vegetables. This combination slows digestion and stabilizes your blood sugar response, cutting spikes by as much as 50%. When you sit down to eat, start with your vegetables and protein first. Wait about 10 minutes, then eat your carbohydrates last. This simple shift in sequence can reduce peak blood sugar by up to 70%. No special ingredients required, just awareness. After your meal, get up and move. A 10-minute walk within 30 minutes of eating helps your muscles absorb glucose and can lower post-meal blood sugar by up to 20%. It doesn't need to be intense. A short walk around the block is enough. When it comes to timing, eat your largest carbohydrate-rich meals earlier in the day. Keep dinner lighter. Finish eating at least 3 hours before bed. Your metabolism is more efficient in the morning and slows down significantly in the evening. And when it comes to choosing your carbs, always favor whole over refined, sourdough over white bread, sweet potatoes over russet, brown or wild rice over white, steel-cut oats over instant. These swaps take seconds to make and create real, lasting differences in how your blood sugar behaves. You don't need to do all of this overnight. Start with 1 or 2 habits. Build from there. Let them become natural parts of your routine. Because your blood sugar doesn't just affect diabetes, it affects your energy, your mental sharpness, your weight, your mood, and how well you age. Stable blood sugar is the foundation of long-term vitality. At Senior Vitality Secrets, we believe that with the right knowledge, you can enjoy bread, rice, and potatoes again without fear, without guilt, and without sacrificing your health. If these strategies have been helpful, please subscribe to Senior Vitality Secrets. Share this with someone you care about. And join us in the next video where we'll explore how to protect your muscle strength, prevent age-related muscle loss, and stay active and independent as you get older. Take care of your health. stay consistent. And remember, one small habit at a time is all it takes.